guys, so today's video is a really exciting but frustrating video for me for so many different reasons. I actually tried to film it 2 other times while I was traveling in London. I actually brought these products with me to London, and there was just so much going on in terms of the footage because I didn't have any of my lighting and I had my smaller camera. So the footage was completely off, but I will insert some clips as I talk about each of the products from my first impressions. I am still going to share my full review on the KKW contour kits, and I also purchased the KKW by Kylie Cosmetics lipsticks as well, because when I was purchasing these, I actually saw these online as well, so I just picked them up and I thought I would review and like swatch those for you guys as well. And this is actually going to be my first time using these, so stay tuned for that towards the end of the video. But we're mostly going to be focusing this review on the KKW contour kits. This is the packaging of the contour kit, and I know a lot of people feel a certain type of way about this packaging, and I actually had this in my luggage. That's why it's like all crinkled and just looks like this. And I have to tell you guys, in my opinion, this packaging just looks really, what's the word that I'm looking for? It looks cheap. Like, this kit costs, I think, $48 or $46. Again, I'll put the right price somewhere in this video. And if you're spending almost $50, actually more than $50 with the shipping and the tax and everything, I think people want better packaging than this. This doesn't feel like $50. Whereas the KKW by Kylie Cosmetics lip kits actually feels like a $50 product. Like, you can see it's beautiful, like the presentation's really nice, the box is really sturdy. So if you just compare the two, like, this feels like it's $50 and you're getting a good value in this because of the way it's displayed, whereas this just looks like a plastic bag. So when you take everything out of the bag, the first thing in here is the KKW. Actually, I think this was just like inside my box, but it does come with like a little blurb about the actual company as well as how to use the product. And then this is what is inside the plastic baggie. So it's basically a bag in a bag, which I think is kind of unnecessary, but it is protecting your products, especially during like travel and shipping. So I guess I do appreciate that. But it does come with this plastic baggie. And then inside you have the tiny little brush, which this brush is so teeny tiny. When I saw this for the first time, I was like, is that I was like so speechless because this is so teeny tiny, which I will compare this to another brush in just 1 second. And then you actually have the 2 contour kits. I quickly just want to talk about the packaging on the contour sticks because I know a lot of people said that this looks very cheap, looks like dollar store makeup, like very cheap makeup. But I actually kind of like the packaging. I don't know if it's just me, but I really love this like pinky nudish color. Now when you actually start to roll out all of the product, I want to show you guys how much you get. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but this is literally all of the product that you get. Not a lot of product at all, especially for the price. They are very pigmented and creamy. Now let's talk about the highlight stick. I just want to quickly call out that I've only used this product twice, and you can see I've already used so much of this up. So another like 6 or 7 uses and this product is done. And now this is what the highlight, the shimmery highlight looks like, which is actually really pretty. Again, there is the cream highlight, and then here is the shimmery highlight. Now before I actually go on and try out these contour kits for you guys, I quickly want to talk about this tiny little brush tool that's also included in the kit, which in my opinion is completely unnecessary. I personally wish that the price was a little bit lower and that they completely got rid of this altogether, because I find this to be totally unnecessary in the kit. The positive is that the actual kabuki side of the brush is soft. Like, on the skin, this feels really soft. The problem is that it's just so teeny tiny that it just takes forever to actually like blend out the contour, and when you're done blending it out, it just kind of looks uneven, and you guys will see that when I do the demo. Now the sponge side, I actually knew right when I saw the videos, right when I saw this product, that this would be a fail for me, because instantly when I saw this actually reminded me of this Maybelline sponge. This was actually included in my product fails. The problem with these 2 sponges is that, first of all, they're exactly the same. They're both extremely stiff and hard, and they, instead of actually like blending the product all over your skin, what it does is it actually just removes the product. Like it picks up the product instead of buffing it out. And again, you guys will see that in the demo. So altogether, this little tool for me is another fail. Okay, now it is time to finally test these babies out. Let's start off by testing out the contour stick first. So I'm gonna start off by taking the darker side of the cream contour and place it first on the side of my face here to contour my cheekbones. And as you guys can see, it is extremely creamy and pigmented. So for this, you actually don't need to use a lot of product. And even though I don't really have like a real forehead, I have like a 2 head because my forehead is so small, I am just going to contour up there as well for the purpose of this video. I'm also going to take this contour down by my chin and also down the bridge of my nose. So there is the darker shade from the dark kit. And now I'm going to use the lighter shade and do the same exact thing on this side of my face. And now you can see the color difference. This product is just so creamy and it just goes on so nicely on the skin. And you can see that it is so pigmented. Also just gonna take this on my nose again. Okay, now it is time to use the highlight stick, and I'm gonna start off by just taking the matte highlight, and I actually don't have any concealer on my skin, I just have my foundation. So I'm going to just apply this in the same areas where I would apply my highlight normally, and that's just directly underneath my eyes, like so. What happened the first 2 times I used it, and I'm very curious to see how it's gonna work out this time, is that it actually became like super glue on my face and it dried down where it wouldn't even move. I had to go and wash my face because my makeup was completely ruined. So I am curious to see how this product is going to perform this time around. I'm also just going to take a little bit of highlight right underneath the contour just to make my contour pop a little bit more. And start off by blending out my contour using the small kabuki brush first. And I'm just going to do like small little motions and blend this like so. And as you guys can see, the color is actually really nice for my skin. It's not like too warm. It's also not too cool. It's just perfect, especially to be used as a contour, because as you can see, it actually adds a beautiful shadow to my skin and it contours it exactly the way that I want. I'm just blending out the dark so far, and as you can see, this little brush is actually doing a good job with blending it out, but it just takes a minute to have it like seamlessly blended into the skin. Okay, now let's quickly blend out the nose as well. And I do like using this little brush to blend out my nose contour because it's so teeny tiny that it actually works really well to blend out your nose contour. And now let's just blend out the lighter side. Now this is a bit more warm, but the shade is actually still very pretty. Let's blend it out under my chin. And also the side of my nose. Okay, so my contour is completely blended out, and now it is time to blend out my highlight using this sponge that's included in the kit. And I'm gonna start off by just blending it out dry for you first, and then I'll go ahead and wet the sponge if I need to. So I'm gonna just start off by blending out my forehead, and as you can see, it does blend it out, but what it does is it just spreads the product all over the place without actually like buffing it and pressing it into your skin. I hope you guys can see this, that instead of actually like blending it out, it just moves around the product all over my face. See how like it's smudgy it looks on my forehead? And it doesn't look like a seamless, beautiful highlight. It just, you can see the highlight there, like it's just in this area here. So I'm gonna completely stop using this brush dry. I'm gonna go ahead and wet this with a setting spray because I did see Kim do that. So I didn't try this technique yet, and I'm hoping that it'll work to blend out my highlight a little bit more. Oof. Ooh, do you guys see this? Oh my god. Do you see how bad that is? Okay, I'm really trying to blend this out, but do you guys see what the hot mess is happening on my forehead? Like, what is that? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna stop using this because I actually don't want to ruin the rest of my makeup. So I'm gonna take my good old beauty blender. It's a little damp, but as usual, it saves the day. You can see that it actually blended out the highlight the way I want it to. Okay, I'm just quickly blending it on my nose, and I feel like when I did that, my nose contour completely just like vanished. So I think I may have to like reapply the nose contour. And anyway, let's just keep going. And now I'm blending out underneath my eyes. See, like here it's not blending. Do you guys see? Like this part, it's just not moving. It's not moving. It's kind of annoying because you just have to sit there and keep doing the stippling motion with your beauty blender to make this product work. It's just really weird because it's not advertised as a long-lasting highlight, but it feels like super glue on your skin. Okay, now I'm just going to blend out underneath my contour. And I feel like because I was blending for so long, I actually lifted some of this contour. So just gonna take whatever is left on that little brush, apply a little bit more back. And now you can see on this side, it's not moving again. And you know, maybe I'm the only one, but I really, whenever I'm using like cream contour and highlight, I always like to like sculpt my face first. So I always like to place my contour and highlight and then blend everything into one another. And then it just looks like this beautiful sculpted face. But with this, you really have to apply the cream highlight and then just buff it out right away, because otherwise it'll just set and takes forever to blend out. Blend out underneath the contour and then the chin. God, you guys, my hand hurts. Seriously, this is like the most work I've ever had to do to blend out my makeup, ever. Okay, so I zoomed you guys out. Here is a closer look at my contour and highlight. I definitely have to say that my under eye looks a lot brighter than it did before I started, but my contour is basically gone. Where's the contour? Like, it disappeared, which is so frustrating because you only get such a little product to begin with, and if you have to keep applying it, you're gonna run out before you even know it. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, I'm gonna quickly just apply some blush and then set this in place with a powder. I'm gonna use just a very light powder, and then I'll be right back to finish the rest of this video. Okay, so I'm back, and now I'm going to apply my shimmery highlight, which is also part of this kit. So I'm also going to use this as eyeshadow on my eyes as well, because I did see Kim use that in her video. So I'm gonna just start off by applying this on the side of my face first. And it's like very, very, very subtle. There's definitely some shimmer, some glow there for sure, but it's super, super subtle. Nothing crazy, which I'm not mad about that because a lot of people love that like subtle shimmer. Okay, I'm just blending this out with a beauty blender. As you can see on my nose, it's kind of like my skin tone exactly, so it doesn't really like stand out. But I guess this could be a really nice base for a highlight. It is kind of pretty. Like, I do see a nice glow on my face for sure. So I'm gonna take the same shimmery highlight side and I'm applying this all over my eyelid. I did use the Urban Decay Primer Potion first because I would use that too with any eyeshadow. So I did want to be fair to this as well. And that's actually really pretty on the eyes also. Again, very subtle, but it is very pretty. Okay, so I'm done with the rest of my makeup, and I will insert some up close and personal shots as I'm talking right here so you guys can see what the KKW contour kit actually looks like on my skin tone, and then I will do check-ins throughout the day. It is now 12:19 in the afternoon, and I will check in around like 4ish, then again around 8 o'clock to see how these products hold up. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I'm actually not going to be swatching these lipsticks in this video because I've literally been talking for over an hour now, and I don't want this video to be too long. But I will have these swatches in the next video, so stay tuned because it's coming very soon. But for now, I will see you guys in about 4ish hours. Okay, here's the random update. I was actually just doing close-ups of the product, and the shimmery side just fell off. You can see right here. I saw this happen to a lot of people. I was really thankful that it didn't happen to me, and then it did. And I was not like being very rough with it. It literally just fell off. So just want to call that out. That sucks. For a $50 product, that sucks. Okay guys, so it is time for my first and I think my only check-in because it's about 7 o'clock now. So I've had my makeup on for about 7 hours because I think the last when I was filming it was around 12:30. So this is what my makeup looks like. I have to say my face is looking a little bit oily, but I don't think that has anything to do with the contour kit. So from what I can see, and I'm sorry if I'm looking this way, it's just my big screen is right here. But for the most part, my contour has come off almost completely. Now keep in mind that I didn't really set this in place at all with any powder or bronzer. I just applied the cream bronzer and it didn't stay on very much so. But I think if I was to use it again, which I do plan on using the contour sticks again, I would set it in place with the bronzer just to make it last all day. Let's talk about the highlight, and I think I'm gonna get like really close so you guys can see what I am seeing. And there definitely is some creasing, and it's starting to like kind of look like a little cakey and dry underneath my eyes. But like right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I definitely can see it. Starting to look like really dry and cakey. So I don't love that. But what I do like is that that subtle glow from the shimmery side is still on my face. So my face actually still looks very glowy and dewy and healthy. And I personally love that. As an eyeshadow, I do not recommend this. As you guys can see, it creased on me like crazy. Again, I didn't set it with a powder, but overall, I don't think I would really use this as an eyeshadow. Maybe just in the inner corners of my eye. Overall, my thoughts are still the same. I don't think that this contour kit is worth it. I would only repurchase the actual contour stick part, but I just wanna maybe, not that, you know, the Kim Kardashian West beauty brand care at all about what I have to say, but if they were to take in any constructive criticism, because this is actually a really good product, I would say to first of all add a lot more product. Like, we should really be getting a lot more for $48. I mean, I think that they know that this much product for $48 is absolutely crazy. So that's my first constructive criticism tip. And then the second thing is that I would make these a little bit more sturdy so that they just don't fall out, because as you guys saw in that little clip that I inserted, my highlight, the shimmery side, completely fell off. And it wasn't like I was being really rough with the product. Like, I know how to use makeup products. I use them on a daily basis multiple times a day. This literally just like fell off, which I think is extremely frustrating, especially for the price that you're paying for this. I wanted to give you guys my honest opinion, and if you guys were thinking of purchasing this, hopefully this review kind of made things a little bit more clear or easier for you. So that's it for my review. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you stayed this far, then you are amazing, and you should actually just go ahead and click the little red button. I think it's on this side down here. Just click that red button and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all of my social media. Everything is linked in the description box below, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!